required to take one class in elementary. I think like every day.
So if I'm thinking back to elementary school, it was more just recess, playing outside, but we did have like a jogathon and things like that every year. We had to do like intervals, and we had to see how many times we could do it.
PE in elementary school, we met a couple times a week.
Pretty much they gave you an A for doing anything.
There weren't really any requirements. We just kind of played games all the time. The only thing I really remember is running a lot.
In my elementary school, I was homeschooled, so we didn't really have specific requirements, but we were outside every day.
There weren't really requirements. You just had to like get the PE class done.
And middle school, we had to run a mile. It was pretty rigorous. I hated middle school PE. We had to run the mile every Monday, and it was terrible.
I remember we did a lot of strength training. We went to like the gym, lifted weights.
Middle school, we had a class every day.
And they would do a lot of like team sports, like softball, and that was terrible too because I couldn't hit the ball, and my teacher would make us stand there and swing until we actually hit it, and sometimes I'd be there for like 5 minutes, and I hated that.
And in my high school, it got a lot weirder.
In high school, you only had to take 2 years.
There weren't really any requirements. We just had to take a PE class.
In high school, everyone had to attend a PE class the first 2 years they were there, but I did football, so that counted as my PE.
Like all of a sudden we had to know how to bowl, like how to keep score. We had to know how to do certain sports. We would do reports on those sports.
Then high school is about the same, running and strength training.
I only had to do like a couple of years of PE, and so I got that done my freshman and sophomore year, and then I was home free. I haven't had to do it ever since.
Yeah, I had to like take PE every year until I graduated from high school. It was required.
Yeah, I enjoyed PE in high school.
Yes.
Yes.
PE was never really fun for me.
Some years I didn't.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I loved PE class because I felt like it was recess again.
Through elementary school, it was all kind of the same in junior high, and in football, I did really enjoy playing football. I felt like it added a lot to my high school experience.
I loved PE. PE was my favorite. That's when I got to beat up on all the weaklings in my school.
I just got really tired of sitting at a desk all day, so being able to go to PE and do something physical was enjoyable for me. But sometimes I didn't because I was not good at any of the sports that they had us play, and so I felt pretty stupid, but that was alright.
When I had some friends that were in the class with me and we could kind of do our own thing or talk through it, it would like go faster, so not be as boring. I loved PE in middle school for the most part because we got to play more games, and then high school was fun as well because we played a lot of sports. I like sports.
No, PE was actually just really fun. I loved running around and playing with balls and throwing balls and just playing games and stuff. So it was probably one of my favorite classes growing up. Middle school and high school. Well, middle school was the same. High school was just kind of, it was just something to do. Not really like particularly excited about it.
I think high school was better because I was just stronger, so it was better for me to like participate in sports and stuff like that. So high school was a lot more fun.
Certain years were definitely better than others. I guess the PE class definitely influenced how I felt about the class.
They were all the same. It was just PE.
Yeah, middle school I was in volleyball, basketball, and then in high school I just played soccer.
I only participated in sports at the high school. I played football and volleyball. I played football for 3 years and volleyball for 2 years.
I never did sports, so none.
Yes, football and basketball.
In middle school, I did basketball, track, and football. And then in high school, I did track, cross country, football, lacrosse, and I did snow team.
I participated in ballet, modern dance, tap, jazz, folk dance, Irish dance, and ballroom.
I played soccer till I was 15, and I ran track and cross country, and I played lacrosse.
Yeah, I played volleyball and basketball, kickball, and tennis.
Yeah, I did track for a year in high school, and then I did soccer. That wasn't through the high school, and then I did tennis through the high school.
In middle school, I played volleyball for 2 years, and I loved the teacher.
I really did enjoy the sports programs. They were actually one of the main reasons why I stayed in high school instead of going back to homeschooling.
It's just something to do, gets you active, gets you to meet new people. It's usually fun.
That was how I kept exercising at a young age. Of course, I didn't really care back then if I was exercising. It was just fun.
I think it was really fun because I could make friends and I could like have the discipline to like practice every day or to stay or to go to the games and stuff like that. So it was fun.
Yeah, cross country was boring. That's it.
I enjoyed the social aspect, but I also enjoyed just being physically active. And sports are a great way to learn discipline and to learn to just enjoy an active lifestyle. Also, competition for me was really great.
%.
Yes, it's very important. I think that and recess are both important to have time that you're using your energy.
Some people don't get the exercise that they need when they're at home, and so when you come to school, you're able to get a little bit of exercise that will help you just to be a little bit healthier. I think it's really important. I wish I had liked it more.
I think that physical activity, it helps you find success. You kind of have to overcome challenges. It teaches you to be determined and to work hard.
In this world, it's getting ever increasing that people stay inside all the time and that they don't get out and enjoy life. So I feel that having physical education is much more needed now than it was back when our parents were growing up.
I think school is important to teach healthy lifestyles, and just that little bit of PE helps.
You get to make friends and you get to exercise and you get to be active.
They need to learn how to take good care of their bodies throughout their lives, and I think that physical education is the first step in teaching them that.
It also forces you, at least through sports, to interact with other people, to work for a common goal.
Yeah, I wish it were more of a requirement, because when I did get to high school, that's when I wanted to be healthier, and it mattered more to me, but I was too busy with my my other electives, so that's just how it happened.
I think that it helps kids get out energy, and it helps them to stay healthy. I think it's good to have exercise and to stay active.
A lot of students think that their education is only for their minds, and they need to understand that they need to train their bodies as well.
You need it. It's absolutely important. Yes.
I think the benefits are definitely, trying to get students more active and healthy.
It helps the kids stay active. It helps them to get exercise, because a lot of kids, that can be their only exercise that they get.
Teaching the kids what they could do throughout the day to help them have a healthier lifestyle, that's fun. And so I think PE really helps us to be able to have fun with living a healthy lifestyle.
It provides like an outlet for kids to kind of, I don't know, when we were homeschooled, when we were stuck inside all day, it was tough to focus on schooling. If we were allowed to go exercise in the morning and be active, like play basketball or something in the front yard before we came in to do school, it helped us calm down and get more into schooling.
I would say all benefits. I don't think there are drawbacks for physical education.
It's fun for you, like if you enjoy it, it would be fun. It would be something that can make you like just be distracted and can help you, like, it will motivate you if you enjoy it.
You actually get out, you get going, you get moving.
I think it's good just to spread awareness that people understand how to take care of themselves and how to be active throughout their lives.
I think an issue with schools nowadays in younger elementary and middle school is that they're taking away physical education and or recess, which I think is one of the most important things for kids.
There's a lot less obesity, I would feel, if people did a lot more sports and were a lot more active.
It can help to build good habits and to use up energy so we can be more focused for other things.
I don't know, I think it's good. I don't think it's bad at all.
Some drawbacks is that in high school it's required, so some kids may be adamant that they hate it and so they don't fully participate, and then they may make it miserable for others.
It would be hard to have the kids that don't get exercise all the time and to have the kids that do get exercise all the time, because then you're going to have a difference in your classes, and there's been incidents where people get made fun of because they can't run.
Some people might feel that they're not up to par with their physical appearance or physical capabilities, and so that could separate people into groups and castes.
I think a lot of the drawbacks, at least at my high school, when we watched PE, was that a lot of the kids didn't want to participate because it wasn't fun or cool.
PE can be a little bit intimidating, at least it was for me, because there'd be so many like perfect runners and perfect sports people, and I would feel almost like less motivated because everybody was so like sporty and I wasn't. And I think that's the negative side of having it at school, is because some people could get made fun of, whereas others, there's going to be some populars that can do everything.
I feel like a lot of PE classes focus only on playing sports rather than actually physically training the body, such as they have no emphasis on muscular endurance or on flexibility, which are things that should be trained as well.
Also, the kids at high school didn't like getting sweaty, and no one wanted to go shower in the locker rooms after that. So everyone tried to avoid that as much as they could, whereas with football and other sports, it was at the very end of the day, so it didn't really matter.
You have less time for other subjects that you might not be getting in schools as much of anymore.
A lot of kids don't want to do it, they're not motivated to do it, and so it kind of puts I don't know, they seemed apathetic towards school, so I wouldn't say it's just PE, but that might be part of it.
I think it depends on the teacher, like the activities that you have, like, and if you have like a fun group to be with.
Something that would bring everyone to the same, like, no matter what level they're on, to enjoy the same sport would be awesome.
In high school, something that would have made me enjoy sports more was that if the school cared a little bit more about the programs. They kind of neglected some of the sports programs, so we didn't have good equipment and things like that. So if you have good new equipment, kids are more excited about it.
I enjoyed them a lot. I think that other people would have enjoyed them more if the sports and things that we did were more, encouraged more participation and didn't focus so much on those who excelled.
Maybe playing some more games, not just like, because in middle school we had to run our miles, and in elementary we had to do intervals, and so I feel like maybe making that more of a game instead of saying this is a test.
Just more engaging activities. I felt like it got really repetitive a lot of times. We just do the same thing a lot, so trying to switch it up a little bit.
I think I would have enjoyed PE more if I had been on a sports team.
And I also think that there needs to be more cooperative activities and less competitive type of events so that there's better participation by everybody.
I think sometimes PE teachers don't point out that they could do it at home and live healthy as well, if that makes sense.
Being able to pick the activities that we did in PE, a lot of times is just what the teacher decided to do that day, and so it wasn't always the most fun activities. So being able to maybe vote and give input of what activities to do would make it better.
Trying to cater to several different body types. I felt like it was all geared toward one specific body type and their type of movement and their type of activity. So if they could have tried to try a variety of things, they could have tried yoga or swimming or something different.
I try to exercise at least once a week, but I would like to be like 2 or 3 times a week. And I just usually like walk or do the bike.
Yes, so lately I haven't been able to work out because I was sick, but yeah, I normally go to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week, and I play sports here at school.
Yes, I do. I exercise 6 days a week if I can, and it's normally an hour to an hour and a half workout, mostly weight training.
If you do. This is terrible. Well, for a couple weeks after having my baby, we worked out very regularly for like 2 whole weeks. And then the last 2 months, it has tanked. And so, no, I don't have anything consistent right now, but I really want to work on that. So.
Somewhat. I play basketball once or twice a week, usually on the same days, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I play football Tuesdays, so it's not necessarily an exercise, but I consider that my exercise when I play football and basketball every week. And then outside of that, no.
I actually right now don't follow an exercise plan.
Yes, I do. I follow an exercise plan that I do every single day.
It's pretty sporadic. When I do exercise, yeah, there's a plan. How often? Lately, not very often.
Yes, I run a few times a week, and I go to the gym and lift 6 times a week.
I think that encouraging kids to participate in sports programs might be a little more effective than just the PE class, or change the PE classes so they're towards the end of the day when kids are, I don't know, not so worried about getting hot and sweaty, because you start sweating a lot when you get to high school.
Just what I've said before. I wish I'd liked it more because it would have probably made me a healthier person. More like, because now I still struggle.
PE is a necessity for kids. High school, I don't think so much, because kids, I think, should have their own choice whether or not that is something they want to do. And I was okay with that in high school. Middle school and elementary, I think it's a necessity.
I like it. I really do think that they need to make sure they keep it. I think it's a very worthwhile program, very valuable, but I would suggest modifying it to fit different body types and different interests.
I think you should exercise. Exercise is great, and it'll keep you healthy.
It's good. Keep it in schools.
It's great. I recommend it.